Assalamu alaikum everyone, welcome back to AQB IT Solutions. This is Ali Raza, and in today's lecture I am going to demonstrate the Linux operating system and how can you install that. Okay, so let's start and let's have a look on the introduction of Linux. Linux is basically an operating system just like Windows operating system we are using in our daily lives. An operating system is a type of software that is used as a communication medium between you and your hardware, and it is acting or lying in between you and your hardware. Okay, so Windows is an operating system powered by Microsoft. Just like that, Linux is also an operating system, and you do all the necessary tasks in Linux as well as you do inside your Windows operating system. Okay, so there are so many flavors of Linux operating system as well, just like Windows. For example, Windows 8, Windows 8.1, Windows 10 and so on. Just like that, we have Linux flavors like CentOS and Debian Linux, and there are other Linux versions as well. So in today's lecture I am going to demonstrate how can you install this Linux operating system, and the version we are going to use inside this particular example is CentOS. Okay, the version number is 7. So let's start and have a look how can we do install Linux. Alright guys, so you can see because I am recording this lecture, so it is not possible to use the recorder while we are in the booting mode. So we do install the software virtually using a software VMware Workstation. It is a very beautiful software and a very intelligent and a very capable software of using multiple operating systems virtually on a single machine. Okay, you can install Windows XP as well. You can install Windows Vista or any operating system, even Mac also, on your VMware Workstation. Okay, so virtually you can create a new operating system within your existing operating system, and you can use the same environment as you are using the original environment. So for the purpose of this tutorial I am using this software. So let's start. So first step that we have to do is to create a new virtual machine. Our wizard will now start, and here you can select typical by default and then click on the next button, and now it asks me to please provide the installer file or the ISO file where your CentOS operating system is residing. So you have to click on the browse button, and then I have already pasted the CentOS 7 ISO file of 4.27 GB. So you have to select yours. You can easily download it from the internet. One thing that I must tell you here is Linux is an open source operating system. That means you can also contribute inside this operating system. Windows is not an open source operating system. You cannot contribute within Windows by yourself, but in Linux you can contribute by yourself. So let's continue. After selecting the path, now let's click on the next button. Now it asks me that what type of operating system you have. That look, it automatically selected Linux and the version is CentOS 64-bit, and then click next. Now the name of the virtual machine, let's say I am giving here CentOS 64-bit, and then this is the location where this operating system will be installed. Click on the next button. It said that with this name there is already something available in this particular directory, so let me write here some different name. Let's say new. Now it asks me to please provide the hard disk capacity that should be utilized when you run this Linux operating system. So by default it is required 20 GB. So make sure that you have this much of space extra available on your hard drive. Now click next. Now this is the summary of whole virtual machine that you're going to install. If you wish to customize the hardware, that means if you do not want it to install CD, DVD and the USB controllers, printers, sound cards, so you can remove that by clicking on the customize hardware, and you can upgrade and downgrade the RAM and the processor and all the things that you can see that an original PC is holding. You can add and remove these things as per your requirement. Okay, so close this and now click finish. After giving all the necessary environment, you can see the CentOS 64-bit new is displayed on the left hand side in the library. Now what we have to do, we have to power on this virtual machine. Now this black screen gives me the whole new environment from booting till installation and all the settings, user profiles and all that. So we'll continue with this. So look, install CentOS 7, it asks me. So let us select install CentOS and click enter or press enter. now the setup will run. When you are doing it on the original machine, you should go on the BIOS and select the bootable device, whatever from which bootable media you are going to install your Linux operating system. Let's say if you are using USB or you are using DVD, what type of installation media you are doing, you have to select that from the BIOS. So it's saying me to press enter key in order to continue the installation process. As you can see, the installation is now started, and now just like any other operating system like Windows, all the necessary files will be extracted out from that ISO file and will be installed inside your specified directory. So please be patient while this is being installed. Alright guys, as you can see, after that loading, a window is appeared in front of us, and here it asks me to please specify your language and select your language. So whatever your desired language will be, you can select that. Now after that, click next, continue. Okay, now the next step is to specify the things that we have here on this screen: the date and time, the keyboard settings, the language supports, the installation source, the software selection. So we have to select all these settings from this window. One thing that you can do, you can maximize your screen so that you can be able to see the screen properly. Okay, first, date and time. Select your region, that is Asia. Here we have, and then type here your city, in which city you are right now. So let me write here Karachi. Okay, after selecting that, let us set the time. That is, let's say 7:47, it's correct. Then AM and PM, it is PM right now, and the date is 16th today, so 16th, and the month is 8th. Okay, correct, and now done. After setting the date, the keyboard is set already, the language is set already, the installation media. The installation media is already auto detected, it is fine. Then click OK. Now go on the software selection. In software selection, you can see minimum install. Linux is a modular operating system. You can install Linux as per your choice, as per your modules. Okay. So based on those modules and based on your requirements, you can install Linux operating system. So as you can see, there are different options addressing our requirements. So for this particular example, I'm going to install GNOME with a particular desktop, and it will give you a whole Windows-like environment with the desktop and with all the clickable icons and all the things that we are looking at inside Windows operating system. So you can explore these options as well. Now inside this GNOME desktop, what other tools you need? So I need internet applications, yes, I need GNOME applications, and I need a backup client, and I need these all things, let's say. Okay, so this will help you to install a proper complete Linux operating system. After selecting this thing, click on the done button. Okay, now the next step is to come here and click on the installation destination, and you can see the 20 GB hard drive that we have selected at the beginning in the wizard is there, and click on this and then click done. After doing this, we have to see whether any other thing is remaining or not. Alright guys, so you can see everything is now perfectly set up. Now click on the begin installation. Now it will take a little bit of time, and then we'll continue. Now it is installing on the back end. You can see two things are appeared in front of us, that is the root password and the user creation. Just like in Windows we have an administrator user, here in Linux we have the root user. Okay, and how can we set up the password and the user creation? Let us see that. First of all, the root password, click on that, and now specify any password. So I'm specifying a password here, that is 12345, and then it is saying that the password is too short, so you can specify any secure password, okay, that is not easily detectable. Click on the done button, and then we'll have to create a root user or a default user that should be the administrator or the root user for this Linux window. Okay, so user creation, full name, let me give here Ali Raza. So it automatically created a username for me, okay, A Raza, and now make this user as an administrator user, and you can see a tip is appeared. The name must be 32 characters and do not use the spaces. Make this as an administrator user and the password of this user. Okay, so 12345 and 12345, and then if you wish to see the advanced options, you can see the home directory, or you can specify the ID of the user. When you, in Linux, whenever you create a new user, a unique ID will be created for that particular user, okay, and you can use this user in a particular group as well. So click cancel. I don't want to change anything. Now click on done button. So you can see password is set, administrator is done, now created, and now my installation is going on the back end. So after finishing this, we'll continue. Right guys, so as you can see, the installation is now successfully completed. It will take almost half an hour or more than half an hour depending on the type of machine you have. So now let's do the reboot of the system after the installation. Click on the reboot button. Alright guys, so my system is now restarted, but it's saying that the license information is still not accepted. So click on this and accept the license agreement after reading this license agreement. Okay, so I assume that we have read this whole document, and now at the end we have to click on the done button. License agreement accepted. Host and network and the host name is not required right now. Let us finish this. Okay, you can see it is, there are various settings that are loading at the back end in order to run the Linux operating system. Alright guys, so you can see my login screen is appeared. Let me make it full screen. You can see the whole Linux CentOS is now loaded. Ali Raza, the default user that I have added at the time of installation. Now it's asked me to please enter the password. So my password was 12345, and then click on the sign in. Simple. After sign in, you will see the same environment as we have inside the Windows. Okay. Okay guys, so my Linux operating system is placed in, is started in front of me, and you can see it asked me to please specify the language. So I have my language English selected. Click next. Now it's saying that what type of keyboard or the typing method you are going to display or use. So I'm using English US. Then click next. And now location services, do you want to turn on your location? If you wish to make it on, then click do not change it. If you make it off, then you can click on this button. This is a toggle button. Click next. Do you want to connect your online account, any service account? So you can click on any account. I'm skipping right now. That's it. Start using CentOS Linux. So this is the one-time effort, and now we'll see the desktop of CentOS 7. There are certain items and the trash, that is recycle bin in Windows. Here we have, in Windows we have my documents. Here we have home. Every user has his or her own home function or folder. Okay, so let me minimize it. So I hope you have understood how can you install Linux operating system. In the later classes we'll see what we can further do inside the Linux operating system. We'll explore the Linux operating system in more detail. Hopefully you have understood up till now. So thank you so much. Take care. Allah Hafiz.